Hidden fees is like this pizza box. Pag tumawag ka sa telepono, hindi ka naman tatanungin, gusto mo ba ng box? Di ba? Pagdating sa'yo ng pizza, package na. So in your mind, you're just paying for pizza, but in reality, you're also paying for packaging. Pag tiningnan mo yung bill, wala namang nakalagay box doon, di ba? Nakalagay pizza lang. But you also paid for this box. So in a way, the cost of the box is necessary for the purchase, but it's hidden. Hindi mo siya makikita sa bill, pero binayaran mo siya. Parang ganun din ang hidden fees sa bahay. You always pay for it. Kahit sabihin pa ni agent na all-in, free transfer cost, binayaran mo pa rin yun. Hindi mo lang nakita sa computation, pero binayaran mo pa rin yun. It's a necessary cost. It's just a matter of inclusive na ba sa TCP, or you have to pay it on top after paying the DP. In my opinion, parang mali nga na term yung hidden fees eh. Kasi you always pay for it. I think mas proper na tawagin siyang closing fees. So, ano nga ba yung kasama sa closing fees? Discuss natin yan. Good day mga kabahay. Welcome to Bahay Central. This is your host, Roldan Binuya. I am a licensed real estate broker. Since 2009, we have been selling real estate full-time. And based on our learnings and experiences from assisting our buyers, we make videos like this to help future homeowners like you make an informed decision in buying your next property. So, unahin na natin yung transfer cost. Transfer cost covers all expenses to transfer the property to your name. Madaming kasama dyan. Sa BIR, merong capital gains, merong documentary stamp. Sa LGU, merong transfer fee. Sa Registry of Deeds, merong registration fees. And all other miscellaneous expenses related to transfer of title. Suggestion ko, wag mo na isipin kung ano yan. Basta call it transfer cost and it's all expenses needed to transfer the title ng property under your name. Transfer cost is usually nasa 6 to 7% ng contract price. Malaki yan. Imagine if you're buying a 3 million peso property, 6 to 7% nun is nasa 200,000. So, yung ginagawa ng most developers ngayon, all-in na sila sa TCP. So, bini-built-in na nila yan. So, after paying the DP, hindi mo naiintindihan yung pagbabayad ng transfer cost. But there are developers na sineseparate nila yung transfer cost. Para pag tiningnan mo yung selling price, mukhang mas mura sila. Pero magbabayad ka pa pala ng transfer cost after end of DP. So just to be safe, pag binigyan ka ng computation, pinakita sa iyo yung TCP, tanong mo na kagad, kasama na ba dyan yung transfer cost? Let's now talk about move-in fees. Ito yung mga expenses na kailangan mong bayaran kapag nag-move-in ka na sa property or pag turn over na sa'yo ni developer yung unit. It usually covers 3 things. Meralco meter deposit, water meter deposit, and yung HOA-related fees. HOA-related fees, minsan meron silang sinisingil na membership or 1 year na HOA dues. So bakit mo ba ito kailangan bayaran? Well, it's for your convenience. Para paglipat mo, meron na kagad kuryente sa tubig yung bahay mo. Ang hirap naman nun, turn over sa yung unit, tapos mag-a-apply ka pa ng kuryente, mag-a-apply ka pa ng tubig. So, convenient yun, di ba? Na upon turnover mo, nandun na kagad yung utilities. Again, like transfer cost, pwedeng kasama na doon sa total contract price ng property, pwedeng hindi pa. So, you need to ask. Next item is VAT. Check mo yung resibo mo sa restaurant or sa grocery. May nakalagay, 12% VAT. Sometimes, ganun din sa bahay. So, you have to ask. Bakit sometimes? Kasi hindi lahat ng property is VATable. There's a VAT threshold. Nung January 1, ang VAT threshold natin is 3.6 million. So, pag above that yung property, pwedeng VATable yung property. Most of the time naman, naka-built-in na to dun sa contract price ni developer. Pero meron akong alam na developer na on top dun sa selling price, maglalagay pa sila ng VAT and transfer costs and miscellaneous fees. So para lang safe, again, sorry pa ulit-ulit, you have to ask kung kasama na ba yung VAT dun sa contract price na binibigay sa iyo ni agent or developer. Let's now talk about bank charges. Kung maglo-loan ka sa bank, then you have to pay this dun sa bank, hindi sa developer. This is usually 2 to 3% ng loanable amount and covers three things. First is the loan processing and the other two is MRI and fire insurance. MRI is mortgage redemption insurance, so anything happens to the buyer, bayad na yung property. Fire naman, lalo na kung townhouse yung binibili mo, pag nagkasunog yung bahay, ang hirap naman nun, di ba? Wala ka nang bahay, may utang ka pa. Wala ka na rin utang dun sa bangko, bayad na yung loan mo because of the fire insurance. In the past, there are cases na hindi na ito dinidiscuss ni agent dun sa mga buyer. Kasi nga naman, di ba? Sa bank na to hindi na to diretso dun sa developer mismo. Saka yung bank charges, binabayaran usually dun sa bank, hindi sa developer. And second, minsan kasi may mga promo si bank that you don't have to pay the bank charges. Pero in reality nun, binibuilt-in lang nila dun sa loan, tinataas nila interest, or tinatak-in nila dun sa principal amount. Pero at least si buyer, hindi na siya magbabayad ng lump sum to cover yung bank charges. Kasi malaki din yun Kung maglo-loan ka ng 3 million, for example, 3% of 3 million is 90,000. Hindi siya kasing mahal ng transfer cost. But on top of everything that you're paying, kung maiiwasan mo yung bank charges, di ba? Sino ba naman ang ayaw makatipid? So, may mga banks minsan may promo that you don't have to pay the bank charges anymore para ma-take out yung loan. Okay, so far we have discussed transfer costs, move-in fees, VAT, saka bank charges. Last na lang, real estate tax or amilyar. Then you may ask, di ba binabayaran lang to kapag na-occupy ko na or na-turnover na sa akin yung property? Yes, you are correct and sina-charge yan at the start of the year. So pagkatapos mo mag-celebrate ng New Year, may utang ka na kaagad sa LGU for your property and tawag doon is real estate tax. The question now is paano kung July na turnover sa yung unit? Di makakalibre ka na ng real estate tax kasi nabayaran na ni developer yon. Malamang noong January, di ba? Well, hindi pa rin. What the developer will do is they will prorate yung amilyar dun sa time kung kailan ka lumipat. For example, lumipat ka ng July, yung amilyar dapat from July to December, yun lang yung sisingilin sa'yo ni developer. To see our full video about expenses when buying a property, click here.